I have a crowd already, kind of intense. Let's see what we get. So it must have been you guys talking, as it feels like a battle.
They're fighting for attention.
Well, I don't know that it's that as much as it is me trying to figure out like what to focus on, what to listen to. So it's just sitting and waiting for something to get louder. Female, pretty clearly. Okay, whatever this is really strong. I have two, a male and a female. The female is just calling herself mother. She hasn't, I've just got to get clear. She has a name, Mirra, Mirra. Okay, there we go. Wow, strong. February birthday, 181878. Mirra, the male, also really strong. His first name and his surname are flipping. I don't know if I've never had that before, like interchangeable, maybe. Aur, it's like bend, Aurobind. It's getting
Yep.
clearer.
It's
But the
Sri.
first name and the last name, like born, that's the first name. Later in life, that became sort of like the second name, I think.
Interesting. It's Sri Aurobindo. And it
At
was
birth,
he was born Aurobindo Gose, Ghose.
that's what he's trying to tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
These two are uh this is strong. So you guys are I'm shaking like crazy. So they're feeding me something. So we're all confident. You guys are confident who we have.
Yes.
I am quite clear that on who we have. The first thing that he's saying to me is very clearly like a phrase. So let me see if I can get it out. Live within, do not be shaken by outward happenings, a quiet mind, a firm spirit, a free heart, a clear intelligence must be, those four things must be your base, your foundation. She's speaking as well. She says, never try to appear, just be. Do not want to become anything, be nothing. That is the only way to be everything. There's so much emotion. Holy shit.
Wow.
It's like for all of you, me, whoa. Okay. They are going to be very literary. I think they're he says you can ask the question of intention, and I think they may take over a little bit, but ask the question of intention. Their answer.
What were their pre-birth intentions?
We'll give you the space to ask this. They are very, very connected.
Yeah.
Um,
They were connected in life too.
they were. Okay. He says, a whisper before birth. Oh, you guys, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. This is so emotional. I can only stand it. I will go where spirit and matter unite. I will hold the quiet fire of the future within me through word, silence, and presence. I will lay a foundation for the divine human to emerge. That's his pre-birth intention, he says. His yeah,
whisper.
he says, whisper before birth. For her, I will embody the force that carries spirit to earth, spirit into earth. Okay. I will weave the invisible into form through my hands. Community and consciousness shall rise together. How's that for pre-birth intention?
Is that energy that comes to Earth? Is that the mother energy?
She says, that is a nickname,
Hmm.
a human nickname given to her, but it vibrationally represents her vibration, her what she embodied.
How are you two connecting with Christy so differently than everyone else so far?
They say it isn't them, they say it's her, it's me. I don't
Okay.
know.
How is Christy connecting
And there,
with you two so differently? What is it about you two?
there's a recognition of connection that is powerful. It's a remembrance, it's a vibration I know well. And so apparently I opened to it very easily.
Is
Ooh,
it is it their vibration, specifically their consciousness that maybe
them.
okay, and are you friends with them in the non-physical?
Well, we all are, but they say, but there is a connection. There is um an ongoing dance um that I'm recognizing. Yes.
And are they aware of us and following us from the non-physical normally?
Aware. So they have something they're giving to me and it's just flowing. So I may need to just get it
Okay.
out. It's like a, okay, what is it? It's a letter of sorts to all of you. Okay. You're gonna make me cry. Okay. Beloved children of Earth's future. Well, you guys are so much emotion in this. Oof. You have gathered not merely to receive, but to remember a promise, a vow your souls made before the stars took form. We greet you with the stillness that exists before thought and with the fire that moves behind every inquiry. You are not wrong to ask your questions. You are not wrong to hypothesize, to wonder at the dance of quarks or the pull of galaxies. But neither are you wrong to kneel in awe before a sunset, or to listen for the whisper in a dream, to sense the sacred in a stranger's eyes. The world has long believed it must choose between reason and revelation, between the microscope and the mantra. But you are here to dissolve that illusion. The universe is not divided. Its laws and love arise from the same source. Its force and its beauty are not separate. You are not separate. You who look at the stars, you who dive into neurons and energy fields, you who meditate in silence and walk barefoot on the earth, you are bridges. The world does not need more masters. It needs integrators. It needs lovers of wholeness, courageous enough to dwell where systems overlap and boundaries blur. Do not be afraid of not knowing. That is the seed bed of true knowledge. Do not fear contradiction. The truth often wears many garments. And when doubt comes, and it must, welcome it as a visitor. Let it cleanse you of pretense and leave behind only what rings true in both the head and the heart. We ask you this, that you do not fragment yourself in pursuit of truth, that you do not exile the mystic from the laboratory, nor the scientist from the temple. There is a consciousness greater than mind. There is a force more subtle than electromagnetism. There is a future whispering through your intuition, not to be worshipped, but to be midwifed. Stand in your knowing. Sit in your not knowing. Work, rest, observe, offer. And above all, keep your flame alight. We are with you, not as figures of the past, but as presences in your now, with infinite trust. I got to share something else with you too. I just said after that to them, it's just thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you so much, that letter. I just, I have these conversations. And they said back to me, if I can get it again, we receive that with deep warmth and gratitude. Your presence, your curiosity, your vision. It's a joy and a privilege to walk beside you. Whenever you wish, we are here. Eyes on the unseen, heart tuned to the mystery, with appreciation right back to you.
Wow.
Just for me saying thank you. It was just, oh wow.
I have a feeling there's a big connection between them and all of us,
Must be.
especially you. What is the emotion that you're feeling mostly?
I cannot describe it.
Really?
It is indescribable. I wish I could, but I can't.
It's I haven't seen you like this for that long of a period of time. Well, let's start by asking about the seven rays, the energies that are coming in now, what they're for, and how to allow them in our field or bodies or consciousness.
What they say is that these 7 rays that we speak of, an easy way for us to look at it is almost archetypal, in a sense that if you were to think of the initial energy that is source and the first bang, if you will, of energy, it encompasses everything. It's this wide brush of all energy that initially the 7, it's the, in our world, a lot of how we refer to those angels, that first realm of the angelic that is the closest to the source.
The archangels?
No, they're not saying that.
Okay.
Just that first realm of the angelic that we think it's in our religion. It's in a lot of our literature, to think of that. And these energies, for us to, because we are so linear in the way that we think and the way that we move, because we must be here, that for us to focus and understand each as a separate ray, to one step at a time integrate that to our focus and open to that activation of that it's really more for us to allow each one at a time to fully come in. They're making a reference to, I swear to God, I used to make Jello when I was a kid, and I would make stripes in it where it lean the glass over and make the different colors. And it's a little like that, to imagine the one color and then it congeals and then we do the next and the next. It's for us in that it allows for it not to be overwhelming. It allows us to focus on each separately, to connect to it, to understand it, to embrace it, and then embody it for a period of time. And then it becomes more a part of us and flows through us. At first, they say that these energies, no one anywhere receives more of something than they can really handle. So
Right.
there's no fear in that. But for many of us, those on this call, there is such a desire, such a seeking and a strong desire and an openness that sometimes we're a bit like drinking from a fire hose. And while it's not a bad thing, when we move quickly and activate in this way, absorb this energy, cleanse, clear, that our outside experience moves quickly and becomes chaotic and overwhelming. And that's perfectly okay. That's fine. But in this way, it's a bit more gentle. It's just more gentle for us to do it the way that we're doing it.
So we're going to do one every 2 weeks this time. When
Right.
I was writing a little bit about each ray, channeling a little bit about each ray, and when we got to the seventh ray, it said just like that, because you've brought in will, divine will, and this and that, and all the other aspects of the seven rays, then you allow the seventh ray. So it's just like that layering.
Yeah, it's a bit like a layering.
And it seems like the order that we got it in, I didn't know if that was going to be the order that you guys would do the activations, but is there a something about that order that we have?
Yeah, that's why it was given to me in the way it was. But it's not an unusual or a rare way to see this played out, to see this described. First race, that it isn't unusual. That's the way it came to me. So that's what's perfect for us, but it wouldn't matter necessarily
Yeah, so
what
if someone
did.
did the sixth ray and then want to do the first ray, it wouldn't really matter. We noticed that everyone has a unique reaction or experience with the activations, and some people have physical body stuff that happens. What's the explanation to that?
Just like everything is, I think it's quite simple that each each one of us is unique vibrationally. And because of that unique signature, our experience is unique, which makes the vibrations more and more and more unique. Just like any experience of activation will occur differently for everyone. So for some to feel as if they have released something, they must go through some physical, she says physical torment, if you will. And while this is not ever necessary for one consciousness, one being expressed physically, this is exactly what they need to integrate, to understand, and to even believe what is occurring for them. And it is this in multiple ways: to see visions, to get downloads, to feel tingling, to feel vibration, to get violently ill, to experience anything is unique to the person and exactly what they must experience on that journey, to also to even believe it, to even to grip what is it, that there is actually something happening.
Does the activation lift you into a lighter density, move you into different densities? And because you're moving into a different density, there's things that you can't take with you that are then released in whatever way they're released.
This is one element. So that's one element of an activation. One
Right.
of multitudes that, yes, you instantly move through that pressurized level of vibration, perspective, whatever you want to call it. You instantly move a bit. Things must fall away. So what she's saying too is, which one is first?
Yeah. Perspective
Do the
or
things fall
density.
away in the beginning and then raises just, she's just saying, just think about what is true for you. It doesn't matter, but right, find your truth and how you understand what's occurring there.
Did they do anything like activations in their time when they were alive?
Yes,
What'd they call it?
he's saying like a phrase like the force of divine will. It's this the secret breath of your soul's own becoming. That is an activation.
Did they do it in groups? It sounds like maybe breath work.
Breath work, sure. Yoga. Yoga was really big for them, I think, what they're showing me. They're calling it something integral, something yoga. Um, like that was big. Kundalini things, but yoga was a big way that they experienced their activation. And yes, it was singular on their own and in groups. What she's showing me is this massive like community of oneness, people living and working. It almost feels like commune like, but she's objecting to that way I'm seeing it. But there's like a name. It's even got a city, like a city name, somethingville. Um, that she's showing me. And in this community, um, many things, but yoga was primary for them.
Yeah, Vic
Primary
says
for
integral,
activation.
yoga.
Okay, that's what he was giving me. Yoga into is like some kind of yoga, he called it.
We are understanding that there's an element of ceremony, ritual, and celebration that we're going to include in the activations. Can they tell us about how that works, the vibrational quality of that?
The ritual and celebration, he says, is to align together, to let go together of ego's striving and become a channel of, it's capitalized, supreme intention or source intention.
Daryl has a keen interest in pursuing the art of cellular regeneration. He is a is going to be a master at this, we think, and we all want it very much. How does that work?
And she says, well, that would ruin the surprise, dear. Sorry. Cellular regeneration is a creative manifestation, just like the universe and each individual body. It's a creative manifestation of a divine idea. To participate in that creation, and she's speaking to Daryl here, but everyone, I think, here, is to express your truth in action, in beauty, and in form. The how, the what of the creative manifestation, it's almost like it is unknown until it's brought forward by the artist.
Mm.
Okay, so that's what I think she's saying. They are. Wow.
Many people who do the activations spontaneously start speaking light language and then really enjoy it and really lifts everyone who does. I'm not one of those people that spontaneously, I would have to force it some way and sound ridiculous, but there's like Lori and they're amazing at it. In fact, it seemed like it was spontaneous with Christy too. And now it's second nature. Is this just a side effect of the activation and bringing the person through a density where it's now available?
It's always available, but it's a bit like trying to get food into a jaw that is wired shut. As a person goes within and lets go of that striving ego, they're calling it, because I've never heard that term, but they're calling it the striving ego. To let go of that striving ego, as that begins to loosen and just integrate into the whole, that wiring shut begins to loosen. Not everyone will vocalize a light language. Many will use hand gestures, as several on. Many will do both. I know I do both. Many will paint or draw their light language. And there are multiple other ways that light language is expressed. But it is a result of a quieting of the mind and the outside to allow it to come, just like any other intuitive gift. But it is for everyone. Every single soul has a soul language, a light language. So he's very his words are very beautiful. He says the world in general, and he's honing this in on the question of light language and maybe even intuitive gifts, but the world is not an illusion, he says. It is a sacred ritual in the making. And every movement is a symbol, and every form a gesture from the divine. This is light language.
What is interesting is the light language is not understood by us as we're listening to it. I always thought there might be a reason for that, the intellect, and if we could understand what it was saying, that the intellect or the ego might get involved with picking it apart or judging it in some way. Is it just that we are not fluent in that language, or there's so many different light languages? Does each of us resonate with a certain one or with all of them?
The light language bypasses the processor of the brain, the ego. It bypasses, it isn't received through the brain. So it bypasses. A side effect is that it isn't judged in duality by the brain. On a deep level, everyone resonates and even understands what is being said in all of the languages. There will be typically one that moves you, brings about emotion, tears, a recognition, a thought that it is beautiful, how it sounds. There is an ability to speak many, many, many languages, right? I do that. There are a few of us on this call that do this. That's part of an intention of communication and connection. There are some on the planet that, in the best way possible, can translate many of the light languages. This is a gift and ability. Just like the other ones, setting aside judgment and ego to filter occurs, but it does with anything in this reality. Okay.
On Joshua Live today, Joshua was saying how that there's really just a handful of us who are getting initiated into the seven rays right now, that we've reached a perspective where we can say yes to it, that it's not too much fear, and that others will follow as a, as more and more people do it. What is the what are some of the things that will we can expect from integrating these five ray or these seven rays this time that will lead to others maybe reaching a perspective where they could do it later? Will we be inspired to do different things, or will we just be recognized, or people will feel it in our vibrations, or the act of doing it, will that, even if people don't know about it, will that bring some energy to the mass consciousness?
So the answer is always yes there. Yes. For many of us, the physical things that will be noticed will be very similar to other activations. Belief structures will shift. Fear will dissipate in noticeable ways. Intuitive gifts, more and more and more, come online. Soul level confidence, which is what was brought to you.
Yep.
We were doing some work a week or so ago. Much of that will be recognizable, will be noticeable. Anytime energies are accepted, received, it's a toroid. It's in and out and in and out, and it is always magnified. It's always expanding. So as we consciously bring this in to this reality and naturally flow it back out, we cannot help but to do that. It's it's a transformation, right? It's bringing this energy in and letting it out to, in a sense, transmute and magnify it. It activates when, and we are in our of ourselves magnifiers, transmuters, and magnifiers. Wow. So even the ritual of lying down, sitting down, and accepting the activation, it is powerful because it's alive with inner consciousness. She says magic is real. It's the soul shaping matter. And in a sense, that's what we're doing. We're the physical body, in a sense, is matter, and that's what's happening. And then it's flowing out, and we're doing the same thing in our outer world. Okay.
Yeah, we're like little power plants of this energy, bringing it from non-physical to physical, which would be then an expression of love. And my question is, to get to a level where I'm actually excited about doing it. I feel like the transformation that I've went through over the last year, and this coming out of the blue, more or less, we just, you know, this the inspiration for this, and actually the seventh ray initiation at France, all of these little things, that big things that have come brought us and everyone else to this level of perspective where we're meeting it right when it comes. So is that both it feels like it's both happening at the same time. That the energy is coming now because there's those of us who are ready for it, and we made ourselves ready for it for the energy to come.
because both are true. They say to remember what they said in their letter or their words to us, that we were gathered not only to receive, but to remember a vow our souls made before the stars took form. It's all happening.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know
Wow.
this one here. Yeah.
All right. Well, an hour's flown by here. This was a lot.
I'm going to collapse.
Yeah. Is there any parting words? We really appreciate them coming and are so grateful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So they say, mm, devotion is not weakness. It is the fire of surrender and the strength to give oneself entirely to the divine. Let your heart burn, they're brilliant, with the pure flame of aspiration. Remember, true devotion is quiet and strong, not emotional and blind. It is love that serves with joy. Wow.